Hello, fellow gamers. Welcome back to the Neat Gaming Community channel, your one stop destination for all things gaming. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to stay updated on our latest content. Today, we have a special treat for all you Diablo fans out there. We're diving deep into the world of Sanctuary, exploring the dark arts of the Necromancer, and more specifically, the Bone Spear Necromancer build. We're going to be walking you through the Bone Spear Necromancer leveling guide from maxroll.gg, a trusted source for Diablo build guides. Whether you're a seasoned veteran looking to optimize your gameplay or a newcomer eager to master the Necromancer class, this guide is just what you need. We'll be breaking down the skills, gear, and strategies you'll need to level up your Necromancer efficiently. From the early game grind to the endgame boss fights, we've got you covered. So grab your gear, summon your minions, and let's dive into the dark and thrilling world of the Bone Spear Necromancer. Let's roll. With a spear of bone in your hands, nothing can stand in your way. Bone Spear pierces all enemies it hits, then breaks apart when it collides with an object, reflecting back 3 shards of shrapnel. This incredibly strong skill alone allows you to snipe enemies, chase and defeat treasure goblins, defeat bosses, and do sufficient area of effect AoE damage to demolish anything in the game, even on World Tier 2 veteran. Terrifyingly powerful on its own? Yes. But this build guide equips you with every utility skill and damage increase to take the Bone Spear Necromancer build to its absolute limits. Even better, we won't need to rely on an army of useless skeletons to help us out. We quickly sacrifice these minions for focusing all of our power through the power of pure calcium critical strike chance with bone skills. The satisfying part of this build's leveling experience is that it does not depend on any random legendary drops. Making use of the Codex of Power is enough to get you to the end game, but if you find some key aspects during your journey, you can further double or triple your damage. Best of all, this build prepares you for Necromancer's endgame builds, the Bone Spear Endgame Necromancer or the Bone Spirit Endgame Necromancer with a minor respec. Then your enemies will truly know the terrifying power of Bone. Bone Splinters is a fast and easy skill to start off our build, giving us decent essence generation. Even at higher levels, this synergizes with other bone skills and aspects quite well, and will be our primary source of generation for a long, long time. Bone Spear hits enemies 2 ways. First, we aim and snipe enemies with the primary hit for massive damage. Second, when the Bone Spear hits an object with collision, it breaks into 3 pieces and reflects back towards us. This second damage component can make positioning important when fighting elites or bosses. Try to get the boss or the elite in a corner or next to a wall, and fire the Bone Spear such that all 3 reflected projectiles hit the same enemy. This will dramatically increase your DPS on single targets and makes taking down even the toughest enemies simple and easy. Corpse Explosion is our primary method of gaining essence with this build, strangely enough. This is because we create a huge amount of extra corpses with hewed flesh. Even so, Corpse Explosion by itself does good damage, so we can invest more points here to kill 2 demons with 1 corpse. Blood Mist helps us escape dangerous situations by becoming immune on use, granting you complete invulnerability to nearly every effect in the game. We only use this as a safety net, so taking additional points in it is a waste. Corpse Tendrils may be the best source of crowd control, CC, in Diablo 4. It slows, stuns, applies vulnerable, and pulls every monster, except bosses, into a single space so that all of our AoE damage becomes infinitely more effective. If enemies are nearby, you should always cast this ability on cooldown to trigger the maximum amount of stuns possible. Even better, you can refill your essence quickly using Resource Aspect of the Umbral, turning this skill into an absolutely insane utility skill. Bone Storm is an odd skill. We actually don't care too much about the damage here, but we do care about the damage reduction and insane plus 20% critical strike chance. Later in the build, this helps smooth over important effects that rely on critical strikes actually connecting. Hardcore. The defensive aspect of Shielding Storm is a critical aspect to collect and put onto your character, as it offers an insanely huge amount of survivability for the duration of Bone Storm. Skill tree and gameplay getting started. Levels 2, 3, 2 skill points. First, we need to unlock our basic skill and its enhancement. During the first few levels, your skeletons help to absorb damage and put out some DPS of their own. We use Bone Splinters to apply single and multi-target damage while generating essence. Level 2, Bone Splinters. Level 3, Enhanced Bone Splinters. Unlocking Bone Spear. Levels 4-7, 4 skills points. It's time to invest in Bone Spear. Ensure you take Supernatural Bone Spear right away for the extra vulnerable, and your damage will ascend even higher than the high heavens themselves. Don't forget about the second upgrade, Paranormal Bone Spear, however. Once we complete Gul'ran Slums, we gain access to the Splintering Offensive aspect, at which point we swap upgrades. Level 4, Bone Spear. Level 5, Enhanced Bone Spear level 6. Supernatural Bone Spear level 7. Bone Spear Blood Mist, Corpse Explosion, and Sacrifice Minions. Levels 8, 14, 8 skill points. First, open up your Book of the Dead and sacrifice your Skeletal Warriors, Skirmishers. When you unlock them, you can also go ahead and sacrifice your Skeletal Mages, cold as well. Then we take only 1 point into Blood Mist, and then we pick up Corpse Explosion. Finally, we top out our Bone Spear to 5 points for maximum damage. Level 8, Blood Mist. Level 9, Corpse Explosion level 10, Enhanced Corpse Explosion level 11, Plagued Corpse Explosion level 12, 14, Bone Spear, more Essence, and Corpse Tendrils, level 15, 21, 7 skill points. Have too much Essence now? No? Well, let's change that. Now we pump up the Essence generation by grabbing Grim Harvest and Hewed Flesh. Then we pick up Corpse Tendrils for crowd control. Traveling to Champion's Demise for Resource Aspect of the Umbral turns this skill into an insane Essence battery too. Level 15, 17, Grim Harvest level 18, Hewed Flesh level 19, Corpse Tendrils level 20, Enhanced Corpse Tendrils level 21, Plagued Corpse Tendrils passives levels 22, 34, 13 skill points. The Bone passives skyrocket our damage and nearly guarantee critical strikes 100% of the time. After that, Standalone and Memento Mori reward us for sacrificing our minions even more. Make sure you use your golem after unlocking it at level 25 and eventually sacrifice golems Iron level 22, 24, Serration level 25, 27, Compound Fracture level 28, 30, Avulsion level 31, Standalone level 32, 34, Memento Mori key passive level 35, 1 skill point. The key passive gives a powerful boost to our already high damage output. In fact, Ossified Essence may be the strongest key passive in the entire game, and it continues to scale even as you gain more gear and levels. Level 35, Ossified Essence Bone Storm and more passives. Levels 36, 49, 14 skill points. Finally, we take our ultimate Bone Storm and we start pumping our maximum essence and essence generation as high as possible. For long fights, it's better to prioritize regaining essence to maximize our damage potential due to ossified essence and serration. But also, don't be afraid to nuke down an elite or boss if you have them tucked into a corner to benefit from the Bone Spear Shard reflections. Level 36, Bone Storm level 37, Prime Bone Storm level 38, Supreme Bone Storm level 39, 42, Corpse Explosion level 43, Unliving Energy level 44, 46, Imperfectly Balanced level 47, 48, Hewed Flesh level 49, Necrotic Carapace level 50, Paragon Begins Renown, 10 skill points. After gathering all renown in Diablo 4, you have 10 extra skill points to spend on every character. Your first priority is to spend them toward the leveling progression we've shown above. Your progression through these points can vary highly based on your found legendary aspects. Once you've reached the end, put them into these nodes to build toward the Bone Spear Endgame Necromancer Build Guide. Renown 1, 2, Necrotic Carapace. Renown 3, 5, Fueled by Death. Renown 6, 7, Unliving Energy. Renown 8, 9, Standalone. Renown 10, Death's Reach. Bone Prison variant. Targeting corpses with Corpse Explosion on mouse and keyboard requires pixel perfect accuracy. However, with Bone Prison, we can take advantage of our ability to be more positionally accurate with the mouse instead of using auto target with a controller. Dropping Corpse Explosion for Bone Prison gives us the same or better essence generation, while also giving us additional sources of vulnerable and frees up more points for additional passive skills. Playing this on controller, however, is clunky because it's easy to accidentally trap yourself with your own Bone Prison. Once we have acquired Resource Aspect of Torment, Resource Aspect of the Umbral, and Splintering Offensive Aspect, this becomes a potentially stronger version of this build. This also sets us up to use some incredible crowd control and essence generation using Offensive Aspect of Plunging Darkness in the early endgame. Bone Prison variant skills breakdown. Level 2, Bone Splinters. Level 3, Enhanced Bone Splinters level 4, Bone Spear level 5, Enhanced Bone Spear level 6, Supernatural Bone Spear level 7, Bone Spear level 8, Blood Mist level 9, Bone Prison level 10, Enhanced Bone Prison level 11, Ghastly Bone Prison level 12, 14, Bone Spear level 15, Unliving Energy level 16, 18, Imperfectly Balanced level 19, Corpse Tendrils level 20, Enhanced Corpse Tendrils level 21, Plagued Corpse Tendrils level 22, 24, Serration level 25, 27, Compound Fracture level 28, 30, Evulsion level 31, Standalone level 32, 34, Memento Mori level 35, Ossified Essence level 36, Bone Storm level 37, Prime Bone Storm level 38, Supreme Bone Storm level 39, 40, Standalone, level 41, 42, Unliving Energy level 43, 45, Death's Reach, level 46, Corpse Tendrils level 47, 49, Rapid Ossification level 50, Paragon Begins, Renown 1, Corpse Tendrils Renown 2, 4, Death's Embrace, Renown 4, Blight for offensive aspect of Plunging Darkness, Renown 5, Enhanced Blight, Renown 6, Paranormal Blight, Renown 7, Reaper's Pursuit, Renown 8, 10, Crippling Darkness. Book of the Dead. The Book of the Dead gives us access to Raise Skeleton and Golem skills, which let us summon our hordes of undead minions to fight by our side. We can also elect to sacrifice these minions, gaining a unique passive bonus for each type we choose to sacrifice. You can mix and match which ones to summon versus sacrifice, with any combination being viable for different builds. Unlocking the Book of the Dead. You can summon skeletons as early as level 1 with the ability to customize your skeletal skirmishers starting at level 5 when the book menu unlocks. From there, you unlock more types of skeletal warriors, skeletal mages, and eventually golems as you gain levels. The golem requires you to complete a quest, which is detailed in our Book of the Dead guide. You must put the raise skeleton and golem skills on your skill bar to summon them. How the Book of the Dead impacts leveling. Skeletons and our golem are primarily useful for sacrifice with this build, but we don't do this right away. Which skeletons and golem to choose and ultimately when to sacrifice them is detailed below. Level 1, use, raise, skeleton. Level 5, use, skeletal warriors, skirmishers, level 8, sacrifice, skeletal warriors, skirmishers, level 15, sacrifice, skeletal mages, cold, level 25, use golems, bone, level 32, sacrifice golems, iron. Gear progression and global stat priorities. Leveling up in Diablo 4 is similar to most other ARPGs and MMOs. We're at the mercy of what drops. For the most part, this means replacing rares with better rares all the way up to 50. We also prioritize certain specific Codex of Power legendary aspects for imprinting. If you're lucky enough to find some legendaries or uniques, they can provide a significant power boost discussed in the next sections. Assuming you don't find any of those, let's look at some key stats to look for along the way. Weapons. The Bone Spear Necromancer specializes in constant critical strikes and so ignores all other weapons for two-handed swords since it gives implicit critical strike damage. Prioritize the stats below in order plus XX% core skill damage plus XX% vulnerable damage plus XX% critical strike damage plus XX% critical strike damage with bone skills plus X% damage to distant enemies plus XX% damage to crowd controlled enemies plus XX% damage to slowed enemies plus XX% damage to stunned enemies. Socket your weapon with Emerald. Don't forget, upgrade your weapon at the blacksmith at least 2 times when you use a new weapon. Armor. Armor typically grants us defense and utility stats, except the gloves, which offer a multitude of offensive options. Here are the important stats to look for. Helm. Bone Spear ranks, intelligence, maximum life, resistances armor, maximum life, total armor, damage reduction. Gloves, Bone Spear ranks, critical strike chance, attack speed, damage, intelligence pants, maximum life, intelligence, damage reduction. Boots, movement speed, corpse tendrils ranks, fortified generation, movement speed on evade, implicit jewelry. Jewelry provides powerful offensive stats that help us on our leveling journey. Pay close attention to the rolls as higher leveled pieces aren't always better. Amulet, damage, all stats, bone spear skills, ranks, damage reduction, critical strike. Chance rings, vulnerable damage, critical strike chance, critical strike damage, physical damage. Do not upgrade armor or jewelry while leveling except for hardcore. Socket armor with rubies and jewelry with diamonds. Codex of Power. The Codex of Power is a collection of legendary aspects you can imprint onto rare or legendary items at the occultist. They unlock after completing specific dungeons located around Sanctuary. For leveling, there are a few aspects that can significantly help us if we have the funds to imprint them. Top Codex leveling aspects in order. Aspect Dungeon 1. Splintering Offensive Aspect Gulrun Slums 2. Resource aspect of the Umbral Champion's Demise 3. Resource aspect of Torment Black Asylum 4. Windstriker Mobility aspect Shift to Ruins. Warning, do not imprint your weapons as they are constantly replaced as you level and are expensive to imprint. Put offensive aspects on your amulet and gloves instead. Leveling tips and tricks. Let's look at some general tips and tricks to remember for all classes and specs. Follow our campaign guide. Nothing beats a walkthrough of the actual game, coming soon. Level up your potion. Many players don't know that you need to farm materials to upgrade your character's potion. Make sure you collect all materials as you explore Sanctuary, especially Gallovine, which is used in many recipes. Compare your items, literally. Press shift over an item in your inventory to compare it to what you're wearing. This makes it easy to determine what is and isn't an upgrade. Renown is your friend. While exploring the different zones, take time to gather renown along the way. It has long term benefits for your entire account, including more skill paragon points and potion charges. Renown is gained by activating waypoints, finding altars of Lilith, completing side quests, dungeons, and liberating strongholds. Be careful with gold. A lot of endgame processes, like extracting and imprinting legendary aspects, are extremely expensive for a brand new character. Don't spend all of your gold along the way. Don't imprint your weapon. The most critical piece of gear while leveling up is your weapon, which gets replaced constantly. This makes imprinting a legendary aspect on it a waste of resources. Instead, put your best offensive aspect on your amulet, which can be used for a long time.